Immediately after the Mombasa SGR terminus, which connects millions of travelers to Nairobi and beyond, we take the first left from where it all goes down. Instead of heading into the congested Mombasa town to head to Diani Ukunda, this video will show you how to hop straight onto the Dongo Kundu Bypass and be at the beautiful Diani beaches in less time than it takes to watch a movie. This is what makes this video worth watching, as it has not only been fun to make, but it has been an amazing adventure and experience. We simply cannot wait to share this journey, despite the video being recorded on a rainy Sunday morning. Immediately we are past the corner, we come across the first amazing wonder of our journey, Mwache Bridge, which measures and stretches to over 660 meters long. This is Mombasa's newest way to travel. Driving along the bypass with beautiful shots of the Indian Ocean and the lush green mangrove trees. On our left is the Indian Ocean, surrounded by mangrove forest vegetation, making this road not only functional but a feast for the eyes. I have to say that this is one of Kenya's most impressive new bridges, but it's not even the most impressive one on this video. It does not even measure half of the other bridge, which we'll show you along the way. I can only advise that you stay tuned because the Mteza Bridge, which will come across, stretches over 1.4 kilometers long, making it the longest bridge in Kenya. This bypass has been years in the making, costing Kenyan taxpayers a whopping 40 billion Kenya shillings. But was every shilling spent worth it? Before we answer this question, I want to let you know that this road we are about to take has made getting from Mombasa to Diani quicker and faster. From what was a 2-hour drive through the Likoni ferry to just about under 40 minutes, and we are about to show you how and why. But this, though, is not about the time. It's about the scenic experience. It's a story of a road with 4 lanes, an open highway with a barricade in the middle to keep everyone safe. It's a story of crossing Kenya's longest bridge over water, crossing through one viaduct, and more. As we journey on, we come across another infrastructural marvel that leaves us in awe. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on Tsunza Viaduct and Bridge, which puts us on the second bridge of our scenic drive. This feeling is simply amazing. Construction of this bypass is said to have started way back in October 2019. It has taken nearly 5 years to complete. The construction wasn't just about laying down tarmac. It involved overcoming huge challenges like compensating landowners whose properties were needed for the road. Imagine being told that your home, your land, and your livelihood is needed for something bigger. A road that's going to change the way an entire region moves. This is exactly what happened to hundreds of people along this road. The Kenyan government had to step in with a plan to compensate these families, making sure they were paid fairly and on time. It wasn't perfect. Not everyone was happy, but in the end, the project moved forward. Thanks to their sacrifice, today we can make a trip to Diani without feeling it will take forever. Cruising on this bypass makes me feel like I'm seeing a whole new Kenya, a Kenya that is ready for the future. Beyond just making travel easier, this Dongo Kundu Bypass is already sparking new growth as investors are eyeing the south coast like never before, with new businesses popping up and property values on the rise. This road is a catalyst for development and it's going to change the lives of people here for generations. Along this journey, we have seen beauty, 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 and more beauty. The Tsunza primary and secondary schools are also along this way. As you might have noticed, we have been using one lane. This is because at the time of recording this video, the other lane was still closed, awaiting completion. From the video, you can easily tell that the road is said to be marked and fitted with road signs, but it is said that it will be fully completed in a few days. The road has however been fitted with some solar street lights, seen from the yellow and black poles. This section of the road we are on was opened to the public by Kenya National Highway Authority, KENHA, with the other section to be opened a few days after the date we uploaded this video.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Think of the easy access to the airport. The Mombasa is just terminus, to Nairobi, to the world. And for tourists, think about how Diani just got a whole lot closer. From this road, we can also see Mombasa's Kenya Ports Authority from afar. We are now crossing the Mteza Bridge, which as at August 2024 will be regarded as the longest bridge over a water body in Kenya, measuring and stretching over 1.4 kilometers. I have to say that the Indian Ocean, the mangrove vegetation, the sight of bikers and riders using this road, the scenic views, and many other amazing things make this trip beautiful. The Kenya ferry is about to see a dip in traffic, which is actually a good sign of progress and development. Just after the third and last bridge, we are invited to a sightseeing bay where we are given the chance to relax and appreciate the beauty of this piece of infrastructure before continuing with our journey.
It sound right, boy.
From here, we get to see terraces built on the road. These terraces are meant to prevent landslides and reduce erosion. On the other side, we get to see Mombasa Port from a distance. It's now time to continue our journey and head to the Kibundani interchange, where the bypass connects you to Likon and Ukunda. If you would have asked us a few months ago if it would have been possible to go to Ukunda from Mombasa in less than an hour, I wouldn't have a straight answer. But today, the answer is here, having made it to Kibundani in less than 4 minutes. Welcome to the new normal. all our tourists, this is to remind you that Kenya is beautiful and will only get better. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey, which has not only changed how we travel, but how we live. If you found our video to be informative or entertaining, please support us by hitting that like, share, notification, follow and subscribe button for more incredible adventures. Also, share it with your friends and check out our other playlists for more exciting videos made just for you. As all things must come to an end, here we are at the Kibundani interchange. Taking the left exit will lead us to Likoni, but taking the roundabout and going to the right will give us direct access to some of the most beautiful beaches in the world in Ukunda. Remember to join us for more incredible adventures as we explore the world's hidden gems. And if you ever find yourself in Mombasa and need to go to Ukunda, please make sure to try this magical route and experience its magic for yourself. Until next time, keep exploring, keep discovering, and keep embracing the beauty of our world. Thanks for watching and see you on the next adventure.